Welcome back. It is Monday, November 4th in the NBA. My 5 best bets are on the way. We have 30 teams in action. Yes, every single team is playing tonight. We're going to dive into our favorite picks of the day. But I do need to note how we did yesterday. It was a 1-in-1 day. Jalen Duren double-double plus 170, sweat-free. Jalen Suggs and the Magic, they never stood a chance. He also didn't shoot well, but they got smoked. A 1-in-1 day, losing a little bit of juice. 2 notes. Number 1, no NBA video tomorrow. Why, Austin? You taking the day off? No, technically all the NBA players have the day off. It is election day in the US, so the NBA historically does not play. At least they started doing that a few years ago. And number 2, there's a good chance we add some plays down below. Like I said, there's 15 games on today. So I dive into some of my favorite games, but there's a couple games I haven't looked too hard at besides surface level. So I'm going to dive into those a little bit more. There's a very good chance we add a couple plays today. So definitely check that pin comment. I'll try to add them early on by the mid-afternoon, so you have plenty of hours to get them locked in before tip-off. Again, come back and check that pin comment, or if you're watching this later on in the day, go check it out and see if there's any pinned comments picks down below. But we got some picks to dive into. I don't have anything to promote except for we have a Buccaneers and Chiefs Monday Night Football video. So if you're interested in going tune into that, see what I like tonight and Monday Night Football, you can do that. And also do me a favor, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. First pick of the day. Jose Alvarado. I like his over 10.5 points minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, Alvarado, I'd argue, is actually my favorite pick of the day. The only problem with Jose and why I didn't make it a 1.5 or 2 unit play is he is kind of it's either smacking or it ain't getting close. And so I really like Jose. If you ask me, Austin, what's your favorite pick? I lean towards him, but it might take some convincing for some of you guys out there, and some of you might not even know who Jose Alvarado is, but I'll talk about him in just one moment. He is the starting point guard for the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm playing him for 1 unit. FanDuel, for whatever reason, didn't have a line. I understand why they don't, but they'll eventually post one. I like Alvarado, though, at the lot tonight. In 3 games without CJ McCollum, who, again, is out tonight. I think he's out 2 to 3 weeks. Alvarado has scored 16, 12, 9 points on 13, 12, and 12 field goal attempts. So, not too bad, hitting in 2 of 3. The field goal attempts are there. You love to see a guy that we need 11 points from shooting that many times from the field. I think he's going to consistently get those field goal attempts in the minutes because this is a very banged up Pelicans roster. Number 1, CJ McCollum's out. Herb Jones is out. Trey Murphy's out. They're down a lot of guys. They don't have a lot of scoring out there. Now, Zion Williamson did not play last night. I anticipate him returning tonight, and I actually don't mind that. I would prefer him. Honestly, I'd kind of like him in there. Ingram should be active. Jordan Hawkins is a guy that might not be active tonight. He was kind of questionable yesterday. I still anticipate him playing, and I expect him to be out there. Now, why am I backing Jose Alvarado in this matchup? I just talked about Zion, Ingram, Jordan Hawkins. Those are all 3 guys above him. Well, I like this matchup a lot more for Jose Alvarado. This season, the Blazers allowing the second most catch and shoot made threes in the NBA. You're catching the ball and you're putting it up. Over the last 3 games, Alvarado, when he's been playing for CJ McCollum, has attempted 5 catch and shoot threes a game, and he's shooting about 47% on them. Yesterday, he sucked from them. I think he went 0 for 6 on catch and shoot threes. But why are the Blazers giving up so many catch and shoot threes? Well, because they're limiting damage at the rim. They actually allow, I think, one of the lowest restricted area field goal attempts in the league. Who does that affect the most? Probably Zion Williamson, a guy that doesn't shoot threes and only shoots in the restricted area in the paint. So wouldn't be shocked if Zion, who plays, I anticipate him playing, is going to attack the hoop, double teams come his way. And who are we going to double off of? Are we doubling off of Jordan Hawkins, an elite 3-point shooter? Probably not. Could we double off Ingram? Probably not. Instead, we're probably doubling off Jose Alvarado, or they're going to swing it to a guy that's not Jose Alvarado, and Jose Alvarado is going to be the guy that's left wide open to knock down some shots. Why? Because Jose's like a 35% career 3-point shooter. If I'm going to live with anyone beating me, the Blazers probably are going to choose Jose Alvarado. So I think he gets the volume tonight. I think he gets some wide open looks. Comes down if he can make them. Last night, he couldn't. He was like 1 for 7 from 3 or something stupid. I think tonight he starts making some shots. I think he gets some good volume here. His minutes should be locked in because he's a pretty good defender. And honestly, Pelicans got no one else to play. So I really like Jose Alvarado, just a 1 unit play over 10.5 points. But again, it's probably my favorite pick. I just don't know if I want to lose 1.5 or 2 units on a role player like Alvarado. Although, like I said, I really do like his over in points tonight. My second play is going to be Jrue Holiday, over 18.5 points plus assists, minus 118 on FanDuel. I would also play this at 19.5. Individual line, I lean points, but I think Holiday can go out there and get 6, 7, 8 assists, which is why I rather the points plus assist line. But obviously, if you only need 1 leg, it would be points. I like the points plus assists over the PRAs, which is like 24.5, because Drew's probably going to defend Trae Young tonight. Trae Young and the Hawks are at home hosting the Celtics. Obviously, if you're defending Trae Young, you're going to have to contest those shots, and you're probably far away from the hoop. The weakness, though, on the flip side, of the Hawks defense is going to be Trae Young, and that's who Trae Young's going to guard. He's going to guard Jrue Holiday. And I wouldn't be shocked if we see this Celtics team run a lot of sets and plays trying to get Trae Young involved defensively. And that likely means trying to get the ball to Jrue Holiday or have Jrue Holiday set up as the screener and force either Trae Young to switch on to Jason Tatum or Trae Young to hedge. And if he's hedging, that means he's basically kind of doing a double team on Jason Tatum. And you're going to leave Jrue Holiday wide open for three or attacking the hoop. I think that's where you see a lot of usage come here. Also, worth noting, Jaylen Brown is out tonight. So usage is going to go to other guys. Jrue Holiday could get some extra usage tonight. In the Celtics' last game without Jaylen Brown, that was against the Hornets, Jrue Holiday, 13 points and 6 assists. So barely creeped over this line. He had 9 potential assists and 12 field goal attempts. So honestly, if you give me that same usage, 12 shots, 9 potential assists, I don't hate our chances of getting to 19 again, but I like this spot a little bit more. In Drew's only game last year versus Atlanta, he had 13 and 5, but that was a game with Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis. We know what the Hawks do a lot of, run super fast. It's one of the fastest playing teams in the league. I think this is going to be a spot where we see Jrue Holiday have a pretty high uptick in usage. Sure, Derek White will see an uptick. I don't really think Jason Tatum gets a ton more field goal attempts. He already attempts a lot. So I think the other usage goes to guys like Derek White and probably Peyton Pritchard off the bench. But I still think this is a good spot to back Jrue when he's being defended by Trae Young. I think this is a spot you'll see the Celtics go to over and over and over again. You might be like, Austin, you only had 13 and 5 last time you played the Hawks. Trae Young didn't even play in that game. It was just the Jrue Holiday or DeJounte Murray show. He shot 44 times or something stupid like that. So, again, I really like this spot, though, for Jrue Holiday. I think it's a good one for over 18.5 points plus assists. Hopefully we get a rare 15 field goal attempt type game from Jrue, and I think it's certainly possible in this matchup. So those are my 2 props. I'll dive into a couple more in a second. But first, I'm going to throw it to Logan for his favorite pick of the day. His last 2 have lost by 1 point. If he loses another one by 1 point, you might not see him again. So, Logan, take it away. Favorite spread pick of the day is?
So for my best bet today, I'm rolling with the Indiana Pacers plus 5.5. Minus 115 odds on BetMGM is your best value there. I'm riding with the Pacers today against the Mavs, who are on the back end of a back-to-back. We just saw the Mavs win pretty convincingly against Orlando at home last night. Now they once again have another game tonight. The Pacers are coming off a loss, which was a trend they were very profitable in last year. Obviously, this is a new season, but last season, the Pacers were 30 and 15 against the spread after a loss. That was best in the NBA. This season, they're already 2-1. That's what we like to see. Hopefully, they can build on that. Hopefully, they can keep this game competitive. They were a good bounce-back team last year. They have the offense to compete with Dallas and Dallas's, key stars like, Luka, Kyrie, etc. Indiana, 11th in points per game. 3rd in field goal percentage. They're a good scoring team and they're an efficient scoring team, and I think that's exactly what we're going to need today. Dallas, on the other hand, they're not as strong offensively, at least on paper. They're just 21st in points per game and field goal percentage. So Indiana does have the offense to be able to keep this one close. I think their ball movement will be really good in this one. They're 4th best in assists. Team basketball is the way to win or even cover for us against the Dallas team that has a stingy defense. They do know how to play defense. They are the better defensive team. I just think offense is going to be the difference in this one. And I think, it comes down to making shots. Again, I do not control if those shots fall, but I really do like the matchup for Indy, and I think they have the offense to be able to compete in this one. Also, last point of note, kind of on the court situation, Pacers will play hard for Rick Carlisle, ex-Mavericks coach. This is a game I know he wants to kind of stick it to him. Of course, whenever you're facing your old team, you have a little bit of extra game plan, a little bit of extra juice. And neither of these teams play tomorrow. Hopefully, Indiana can give it their all and cover the spread. I really do like the Pacers as my best bet of the day. But Austin, throwing it back to you.
Hey, I like the Pacers. If you want a free square, I think Luka drops 25 or 30 points in that game because given how the Pacers play defense, but should be a tight game. Hopefully the Pacers can pull away with the win, or maybe they can blow them out. I got another prop and then a same game parlay, and then I'll get out of your hair. This first, third, fourth, whatever number. Mikal Bridges, our first under of the day. Under 2.5 made 3-pointers, minus 130 on Bet365. I'd play this to minus 150 for 1 unit. Bridges, I think, is our third prop under of the year. I think our first one was Cam Thomas. Second one was Anthony Davis. We are 2-0 on under, so maybe it's under season. Hopefully we can go to 3-0. Let's talk about this one, though. This season, why am I fading Mikal Bridges? This season in 6 games, obviously he came in with that weird hitch in his shot. looks to be fixed. And his 6 games this year, though, Mikal has had 2, 2, 1, 4, and 3 3-pointers. He goes over in 2 straight against Miami and Detroit. 2 matchups that are not bad for catch and shoot guys. But this is not a great spot for him against the Houston Rockets. I think this is a game he can still score his points, but I think you're going to see a lot more mid-range or attacking the hoop, more so than him shooting 3-pointers. And why is that? Because the Rockets allow the 3rd fewest threes per game. They just have not been giving up a ton of threes. They allow the fewest 3-point attempts. That obviously goes hand in hand with not giving up threes. And they also allow the fewest corner 3-point attempts and the 4th fewest above the break 3-point attempts. Obviously, I think the big number in there, the fewest corner threes. Why? Because that's where Mikal Bridges makes his money. That's why over the past 3-4 years, Mikal Bridges has been arguably the best corner 3 shooter in the NBA, which is kind of a reason why the Knicks went out and got him, because they want some spacing for Jalen Brunson and now obviously Karl-Anthony Towns. You need guys that can knock down quarter threes, hence why they have OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. However, this is not a good matchup for those two guys. Bridges this year averages 3.2 corner 3-point attempts per game. He shoots 56% on those. Above the break 3-pointers result in the other 3-pointers he attempts, and he's only shooting 20% on those. So look, if he wants to go attempt some above the break threes, go for it. Those are the threes that aren't in the corner. The corner threes, I don't think they're going to be there. And if they are, they're going to be heavily contested, which I don't see Bridges really wanting to shoot those. So look, I think this is a good spot to fade Mikal Bridges. Still think he can get his over in points, but I don't think he's making 3 threes tonight. And if he does, I anticipate it's because he shot really efficiently and he's like 3 for 4 or 3 for 6. I think this is a good spot to fade him. I don't think he gets a ton of 3-point attempts. Let's just hope he misses the ones he gets. So I like Mikal Bridges under 2.5 threes. I don't think he's making 3 tonight. And then finally, my final play of the day for now, like I said, there's a good chance we add some plays down below in the pinned comment. So check that out. It's going to be a 4-leg same game parlay. I'm going to the Lakers and the Detroit Pistons game. Here it is. Plus 176 on FanDuel for 1 unit. Anthony Davis, the brow on my shirt, 25 plus points. Cade Cunningham, 20 plus points. And then 2 guys to score 10, Jaden Ivey and Austin Reeves. Those are the 4 legs. Now, there is a chance the value changes on this. I'm playing 1 unit at plus 176. D'Angelo Russell is questionable. I imagine if he does not play, the value probably changes on this and you probably get less value, but I still like this for a 1 unit. There's no way it goes to not plus value. So here's why I'm playing this for 1 unit. I like to target games like the Lakers games because the Lakers, knock on wood, don't blow out teams. Why? Because really to blow out teams, you have to be elite from shooting the 3-point line, from shooting threes. And this Lakers team doesn't have the greatest shooters in the world. So unless someone goes berserk on the team, they really don't blow out a lot of teams. So I think this is a tight game against the Pistons. And let's talk about these legs. We'll start with Anthony Davis first, who we need 25 from. Anthony Davis is averaging 31.8 points per game. 29 points in 5 of 6. His only miss was against the Cavaliers when we faded him. His last 4 against Detroit, 38, 34, 28, and 20 points. And he's only played 28 minutes in that last game when he only scored 20. If you watch the Lakers this year, you know they're getting the ball heavily to Anthony Davis. He's the focal point of this offense. And I've watched Jalen Duren. That guy, if you gave him 10 fouls tonight, there's a good chance he might foul out. I don't know if he can keep his hands to himself. So I really think you'll see Anthony Davis use and abuse Mr. Jalen Duren. And even if they have been a decent paint defense, it's still Anthony Davis. He will get to his spots and he'll get to the free throw line. I just don't think they can stop him. I like ADD at 25 tonight. I like his regular over at 27.5. Cade Cunningham is the next guy up for 20. He's averaging 24 a game. He's had 20 points in 6 of 7 games. He missed yesterday with 19. Not a high volume game against the Nets, and that's not a team that gives up a lot of pull-up jump shots. The Lakers are that. Cade doesn't have the best numbers against the Lakers historically, but a lot of those games we've seen him play 25 and 23 minutes. There have been some blowouts in there where the Lakers did blow out the Pistons. That'd be tough if after I said that happened. But coming off a good win yesterday, coming back home, I think Detroit plays hard here. And I also think with AD and drop coverage, you'll see Cade Cunningham get his looks. Let's hope he's making them. Let's move to Ivy. Ivy has 10 points in all 7 games. He attempts half of his field goal attempts in the restricted area. Why is that important? The Lakers allow 73% shooting in the restricted area, the 4th highest in the league. Ivy, a lot of volume for this guy. They don't have a lot of scoring in Detroit. Ivy should get those points. I like him to get 10. I liked his regular over at 16.5. Then Austin Reeves, our final leg for 10 points. He's done that in 5 of 6. Last game versus Toronto, 0 for 6 from 3. Couldn't buy a bucket. He still scored 20 points, though, because he got 14 free throw attempts. We know Reeves is good at getting to the free throw line, but he's been a focal point of this offense. And normally Reeves has been a guy that's been like, I don't know if he's going to be too consistent, but it's pretty clearly JJ Redick wants Reeves to have the ball in his hands a lot more, making some plays for his teammates, but also scoring the basketball. It puts a lot of pressure on the opposing defense. I think he can get us 10 points easily. So again, 4-leg SGP, we've done pretty well on these historically over the past few years. This year we started smacking them, lost a couple when we moved them to 1-unit plays. Let's hope this one can cash at plus 176 to win back about 1.76 units. So those are my 5 favorite picks of the day. A reminder, there's a good chance we add some plays down below. So I don't want you to miss out on those. So you can check them out down below, or you can join the DubClub where I'll get pinged to your phone every time I input a play and I send it out to you guys. So you can join that. There's a 2-week free trial down below if you want to. It should be right near the top of the description to join the DubClub, get in the Discord, have some fun, split up some picks with us. So those are my favorite picks. Let's have a day, and I'll see you guys probably later for some more added plays down below in the pin comment. See you guys then. And also, Bucks Chiefs. Go check that video out. See you in the next one. Peace.